Hello and welcome to this, your Aquarius September 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James Clairvoyant. Well, this month, to help us with our predictions and to get an insight into what your state of mind is likely to be, I found a deck called the William Blake Tarot. Now, you never see this anywhere for some reason. I don't know why, because it's really good, the William Blake Tarot. Now, William Blake was an Englishman, born, I suppose, round about 1760 in England. He died round about 1820. During the course of his life, he was a poet and a painter, amongst other things, presumably. I think he was just ahead of the curve, and his stuff seemed to people to be too far out there, and they just thought he was crazy. But as is always, it seems to be the case with artists as well, that once he was dead, people saw all this great stuff in it, and particularly his poetry, which is full of mysticism. And if you like poetry, check out William Blake poetry. It's mystical, spiritual, but not religious, that good stuff like that. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so we get to enjoy it right the way through. Let's have a look to see what's coming up first. Woman of Science. There you go. Woman of Science. It sounds like a man of painting. Woman of Science. It sounds like an album title, doesn't it? Woman of Science. 3. What's this? Reason. Reason. I don't know what that might be. Who knows? I'll have a look in just a second. Magic. Perfect for you. Magic indeed. And finally, what is there here? There is Man of Music. Oh, Woman of Science, all these people everywhere. Great. Come and sit down here next to me. I'll also bring the camera around so that everyone else can see, And together we'll see what these images reflect of the cosmic energies swirling around you now, and I'll do the reading for you. Well, a very creative and powerful month for you. Lots of use of that magnificent intellect of yours. A couple of people quite interesting in your life, I think. And I think you are being given something of a leave pass here. You're being given permission to do what you might think is something ordinarily that you should not do, and I think it's to do with this, it's titled Magic. You know the reason why children see magic everywhere? It's because they look for it. Well, this energy here is saying that I think that during this month that you are going to have fantastic communication abilities. You'll have playful dealings with all possible forms of communication. There's a tremendous flexibility to you, almost a brilliance, really. And there's action that you are taking, and power. This power is being reinforced as a central energy here as well. Now, you'll be creating new ideas, and your desires will be put into action, but in particular, this is calling upon you to have the real ability to use your imagination and to come up with new ways of doing things. You'll be a genius at using all of the possibilities that are before you now. In fact, this is asking you to recognize the opportunities that are ahead of you now, to seize them, to rejoice in them, and to let no power on earth take them from you. I think you're going to be something of a creative creature during the period, and you will be bringing all set ideas and judgments into question. You'll be a very creative creature, and you're going to not have any particular conscience. during this period involving your creativity. And as I say, I get the feeling there is something of a leave pass being given to you. You are going to use all tools, all methods to arrive at your goals. And it's possible that the temptation could be there to misuse your talents. But your ability and skill is going to provide you with superiority and power. Yeah, this creativity is coming through here. This is coming up with ideas of ways of doing things to make sure that you achieve success and abundance. You know, creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. And remember that you have to be continually jumping off cliffs and developing your wings on the way down. And this is a time really where you should not be satisfied with stories, how things have gone for other people. Rather, this is a month when you need to set about fulfilling, creating your own story, your own myth. I don't see any self-doubt around you at the period. And your imagination should be on fire. Imagination is everything. Imagination is, if you like, the preview of your life's coming attraction. And the worst enemy of your creativity during this period will be self-doubt. So have no doubts. Learn the rules of the game like a professional so that you can break them like an artist. As I say, there is a leave pass being granted to you. Nothing is original. So steal from anywhere that resonates with inspiration or which fires up your imagination. Devour old films, new films, music, books, paintings, conversations, architecture, street signs, clouds, bodies of water, light, shadow, other people's works, and select only things to steal from that speak directly to your soul. Now, if you do this, your work and the theft will be authentic. Do you know, authenticity is invaluable, but originality, it's actually non-existent. And you don't even need to bother to conceal your thievery. Celebrate it if you like. But remember this, you see, it's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to. So you do have, I think now, at your disposal brilliant capabilities. Now, one important task is to find or create the proper surroundings for your activities. Now, in what areas lie your talents and with what methods? And I say you've got a leave pass this month. With what methods and in what surroundings can you make things happen? Visualize your ideal area of activity, describe it in detail, and say, I create magic when I use my God-given gifts and talents. I honor the resources of skilled communication which is within me, and the full expression of my creative potential. It fulfills me and it makes me happy and satisfied. Now, sitting on top of that energy is this energy which is intermingling with it. And this is an energy which I get a lot of Libra and a lot of Virgo around it. You're going to be very graceful, very perceptive, a very good observer of people, and you'll be able to work out what is behind the words that they are speaking, because you'll be able to interpret things with your heart that your mind would not ordinarily see. Now, you're going to be intensely individualistic and also very confident and gracious. Now, I do see you cutting through old patterns of behavior, old masks and roles. There's a great clarity with you now. You'll be very rational, intellectual, and objective. Now, when I say the setting aside of masks, well, when you give some masks up, you kind of, in a way, I suppose, might worry that you're giving up a familiar role or giving up a habitual defense mechanism. But really, by using that great penetrating insight of yours, you will come to see that the masks that you wear not only protect and camouflage you, but they also separate you from yourself. And cutting away those old things is going to free you, and it's going to let you soar to the heavens above. Now, there's an openness and a receptiveness with you here, and there's a crystal clear insight which is coming finally into a situation. And I suspect that with this great creativity and what I see a great power coming around the use of your mind and reason here is that you'll find that you are in the process of separating yourself more and more from old roles and behavior patterns. Now, this can sometimes be unusual, make you feel different to how you normally do, but it's worth it because the clarity that you gain actually frees you. I think what's also happening here is that you really need to use your mind to make an unbiased decision about a situation or a person. Now, your compassion or your empathy might distract you in the process of making that decision to get the best outcome. So you need to go with your head and not with your heart. Really, this just isn't a time for you this month to beat around the bush about a situation. It is a time to make a decision and act. And remember that your only duty in life is to remain true to yourself. Now, I think I did mention that there was going to be a lot of power around you, and this is a power which is coming from you and that you exert on other people. In fact, I would say that you are mainly going to be concerned with power and control, maybe over other people, certainly over yourself. People are going to see you as being a natural leader and organizer, and you're going to use your willpower and judgment and experience that you've obtained along the journey in your life so far. There's great success here for you, success which arises from discipline and getting stuck into the task. That is to apply yourself to it. A lot of creative wisdom here. You're going to have an urge for action that's coming about. So your instincts are going to say, I'm going to push things forward. Now, interestingly, I think you might find that you take a stand on behalf of other people, and you're going to be, I think, quite firm with yourself, and maybe firm with other people as well. There's a possibility here of acquiring new responsibilities here as well. Now, a deep understanding and your constant recollection of the will of the beloved are also necessary at this time, because you are going to be a leader, and if you are leading, if you are bringing heaven and earth together with tremendous compassion, that's just going to bring you outstanding results, but not a compassion when it comes to making this important decision for you. Look, this is speaking of your leadership ability, and one of the things about leadership, of course, and power is that you do need to make tough decisions. Now, I know that, and I've just mentioned the beloved, and I see this thing of reason that's here. Look, a lot of people who have an issue with just with the universal presence of the beloved is that I don't see necessarily any evidence for it, but its fingerprints are everywhere. And they appeal to reason. Well, I think what's coming through here is that if you submit everything to reason, then you will be left with nothing mysterious or supernatural. If you offend the principles of reason, then that mysterious or supernatural might just seem to be crazy, absurd, or ridiculous. So I guess what the message is saying here is that there are two equally dangerous extremes: to exclude reason, one extreme, and at the other extreme, to admit nothing but reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is also saying that this is a really good time for a change or a new beginning, and so you must trust your own energy and move with it and ask yourself, what spicing up does your life need, and are there steps you would like to take towards this? Look at yourself critically and say this: I enjoy creating projects, ideas, starting them. I value and honor my leadership ability. I am a responsible person. I trust my power. I rule by serving, and I serve by ruling. Now we have a look at a couple of these people cards. People cards can be of either gender. I'll say that at the outset. Now what this is talking about to me is health. It's talking about health. I'm getting a lot of Virgo around it. Well, Virgo, of course, is the poster child for hypochondriac tendencies, I suppose, but there's a lot of Leo here as well. This is speaking of this man, this person here, spiritually, the energy is a master of health and of material abundance. And your ability to think about things and to analyze them can be applied to your body as well as other material things such as money, real estate, even romance, really. This is a harvest time for you, you know. The work which you have been producing to date is going to turn out to have been worth the effort here, and you enjoy the benefit of your steady, productive, and sensible work. But now is also the time to set your abilities to work further, maybe in service of some kind. I get the feeling here that there's a lot of work and tasks ahead of you which are going to require all of your powers, but if you do make the effort, as you will do, the next harvest is going to reward you richly as well. It is your work ethic which is getting you through in the longer term. But there's just the issue here to just watch out that you don't become something of a workaholic and that you keep the different aspects of your life in order. Now, it's going to be very busy for you, and you should have this truth statement in mind. Well, first of all, I'll say this. Whenever things do seem to be too much trouble for you, as they can do, can't they, from time to time, then just concentrate on the positive results of your actions for yourself and also for other people. And in a sense, your internal learning and growing processes is really the most important outcome, maybe more important in the longer term than that which you harvest and achieve by your actions. But nevertheless, I'll get back to this truth statement which is coming up, and that is that with every task that comes my way, comes also the energy needed to accomplish it. And then finally we go to this, and this again can be either a man or a woman. Either a man or a woman. I think this is somebody else in your life that you may know about. Even though I'm getting Aquarius around it, I'm also getting Capricorn around it. It's got Aquarius because it's asking you to look at it. Maybe the other person's a Capricorn. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Now, this person here, to put it bluntly, is someone who really can't commit, can't close the deal, can't affirm that they are going to take on the responsibility to do something. They've got the commitment issue that you will sometimes see in personal relationships or in business relationships. This is a person who's actually quite friendly and good company, but they don't make a lot of things happen. They sit back and allow things to happen for them. Now, they're very attracted to excitement, and they can have almost like a manic enthusiasm for people or projects, almost like a sort of a cult sort of mentality towards things. This person is sensitive, but deep down they are very shallow, I have to say. And look, I don't know if they are going to be around in your life for all that long. And actually, if you do a little bit of detective work, you'll find that in their relationships and in their work area in the past, it probably points to somebody who has a background which is, well, sort of like an unbroken record of failure. Now, this is also somebody who I think is also struggling with internal mental civil wars, which could give rise to, I'll just call it substance abuse, is what I'll say there. There could even be an underlying mental illness, like a bipolar, or what's that thing, ADHD thing. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Now, at best, without wanting to run them down to a greater extent, at best, this person can come across and appear to you to be loving, generous, supportive, and really quite tender. But I don't think they're going to be around, as I say, for very long. They are very attracted sexually to other people, and the other people are very attracted to them. This is a person who is ruled by emotions, and not very practical, and will try to talk their way out of meeting their commitments to you and to other people. A person, I think, who is really intensely insecure and someone who needs constant reassurance. And really, just keep it in mind that at worst, this person can be unfaithful, fickle, shallow, as I say, highly emotional, and just unreliable. Well, the world is made up of different people. What a great spread of cards for you. Made so much better of you being here.
Well, I really enjoyed your company during that, and I'm sure that you will have enjoyed the reading as much as I did providing it to you. Now, unless I see you in the meantime, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.